Many people have made spears on YouTube. Now I'm making one too. This is my short spear, and I'm going to make a long spear. A nice straight bit of wood. I've trimmed up the end and put a slot in it there using my angle grinder. Made a good width in there. And you can see here, I've got a blade that sort of came out of a knife. It's about 4 inches long, 100mm. So I'm going to pin it and glue it into this gap. So this is going to be a short sort of stabbing spear, maybe short throwing. My longer spear will be a standoff spear. Okay, I've got these little pins, wire pins, that are going to go through here, through this thing into there, and then up into these holes in here, and when the blade's stuck in there. And I'm going to coat them with an expanding glue, expanding polyurethane, which should fill all those gaps. Can't film that, but we'll see how it goes. This is the glue I'm using. It expands while it's curing during that 1 hour period. I've only got a tiny bit left in the end, but it's more than enough for me to do this little job. And here it is. Into that groove, there's 2 pins in there, and with the polyurethane glue, and I'm just about to put this clamp on it. And there it is, clamped up. 2 pins. All good, next to the spider. Happy with that. 1 hour cure, but I'll leave it overnight. And here it is overnight. It's this type of glue foams up slightly to fill all the gaps. So I'll now undo that plastic fitting, so it shouldn't have glued on there, and it didn't, fortunately. So I'll just now trim off the excess. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll trim off the excess. So I've trimmed it up a bit, and it's already looking quite stabby. I'm very happy with that. But I'm going to wind some string around the end here. So I'm going to drill a little hole in here and put the end of the string in with a bit of glue so I can start winding and wrapping, probably down to about here. Mostly for effect, I think. Going to use this fishing line because it's quite nice cord. It's wrapped cord. So I've drilled a little hole in there, if I can point to there, glued it in with just ordinary contact glue after it comes through that handy hole first, and when that sets up a bit I can just start wrapping with a bit of tension, and I'll wrap down to about here, around here and down to there. Winding underway. Right, I've wound it pretty well with the string. Now I'm going to paint it with varnish, which will hold it all together because it's not as tight as I would like, but it's still quite tight. But the varnish will hold it all together. Just one coat will do it. So this is the varnish I'm using, a classic varnish. And just brush it onto the windings. I've finished it anyway. That more or less a varnish like that is really a glue. Well, a glue or varnish, same thing. Once that cures up, that'll hold it all really tight. Pretty happy with that. This spear feels really good, although it's a small spear. And the throwing position is here, not at the end, so it's here. So I've stripped off the bark here, and I'm going to put a flame over it just to dry it up a bit, and then put string on it. I like this wide cord. I think it's cotton cord. It's good. So I folded it back under itself here with a bit of glue, and winding up this way I'm going to finish on this little bit of glue. It's a very nice string. It's looking okay. And the throwing handle, I'm just going to put a water-based clear sealant over that, because that one's a bit yellow down there, so we'll put a clearer one because that looks quite smart. So I'll just put that on, and she's just about finished. This is water-based polyurethane, and I'm using this on the cordage because I don't want it to go yellow, because I quite like this cordage. Nice and white. So we use this polyurethane to keep the colour. But it will tighten it up, and this polyurethane actually goes quite hard. So it'll hold it all together. Okay, I finished the spear. I'm quite happy with that. Nice grip, good balance point, good throwing point. I feel quite powerful with that, actually, to be honest with you. I wouldn't come near me if I was showing that up. And it can spear things very easily. So I'm going to make a big one, a big spear, much bigger spear, with a much bigger spear point. So I'm going to use this knife, really cheap knife I bought actually, strip off the handle and put it on the thick end like this. This will be a standoff weapon, and it'll be quite a fearsome thing when I finish with it. So this was a good project, I enjoyed it. I'm taking great care to keep this spear I've made out of the hands of children, or they don't even know about it, because they could do serious mischief with that. So there it is, my little spear. Look out, world.